Hey, this is Josh from pmstudent.com, and I'm going to start doing some short videos to try to give you some very specific tactical things that you can do to get ahead in project management. And some of these will be tool related, some of these will be concepts that you can go implement for your career, that type of thing. So today, I'd like to show you something. It's one of the techniques that I kind of go through in my project career coaching course that you can find at learn.pmstudent.com. But let's flip over to LinkedIn. So this is one of the many ways that you can grow your network on LinkedIn with relevant people that actually make sense. The way that you would normally make relationships with people in the real world. That's the best way to do it. So you might belong to a few groups on LinkedIn, and if you don't, you should belong to a few groups. And this is one that I created called Career in Project Management, oddly enough. And so in this group, people ask questions about specific things that they're struggling with, and then myself and the rest of the community goes and answers those questions. We have some good discussions back and forth and that kind of thing. So one of the things that I like to do, and I belong to many different groups on LinkedIn, this is one of them, but I like to go and find the people who are either asking really great questions or leaving really great helpful responses to people on these groups and go ahead and connect with them. And then, so this is how I do it. Let me just show you how I do it. So what I'll do is go ahead and find someone who left a really insightful comment or something like that. It seems like somebody that I'd want to connect with. So let's look at Sandra here. So what you can do is, and a lot of times it's really good if you also leave a comment on that same thread. Again, and all of this has to be very sincere. So leave a comment if you've got something to say about it, and make sure that it's a good, insightful, and valuable comment that you leave for them. But basically, you can highlight over their logo here, whatever they use, their picture or whatever it is, and you can view their profile. And then you can click on Connect. Now here, and actually this is not going to show up right because I think I'm already connected to Sandra. So let me find a different group here. Okay. Who am I not already connected to? I'm already connected to just about everybody in these groups because I've already done this a lot. Let's see if I'm connected to Muhammad here. Alright, so connect. Alright. Now what you can do, it's going to ask you, how do you know Muhammad? And you can go to groups and basically choose the group that you are a member with, and hopefully you choose the one where you've interacted with this person by leaving a comment or asking a question, and they left a reply to your comment, answered one of your questions. And then just make this a personal note. Don't just do the standard, I'd like to add you to my professional network on LinkedIn. Get rid of this and leave a personal note. It could be, thank you so much for leaving this comment, really helped me out. Or if they responded to you, if you responded to them, you could say, thanks for asking the question, and I was just checking in to see how things are going. That's what I like to do a lot, is follow up with people whose questions I've answered in the past, maybe like a month or two later, or even just slightly afterwards, and ask them, how are things going? Is there anything else that I can help with? And so basically they get a connection request from you, and especially if it's happened within the last couple weeks, and maybe it's been a while, and that's fine too. But especially if it's been within the last couple weeks, you're going to be fairly fresh in their minds, and so you can remind them of the conversation that you had, how you interacted with them in the group here. Thank them for their participation, and then ask them, how is it going? Is there anything else that I can help with? And so I do that a lot. And one of the things that I actually spend quite a few hours a week trying to see if I can help people via LinkedIn. So what I'll do is, if there's someone who is looking for a role, looking for a job in a particular area, um, I will try to see if I can make some connections for them. So I'll ask them questions about what are they interested in, those types of things, and at least try to make an introduction to someone who might work for a company so that they can start doing some networking with them. And if you've ever read anything that I've written, or if you've taken any of my training, you know that networking is a process. It's not an event, and networking does not consist of you spamming people and saying, you know, I need a job. Do you have any jobs open at your company and things like that. Networking is a process of helping people as much as possible, and in that process, maybe asking some questions and learning about their companies, learning about the type of things that they do, those types of things. So, you know, I've got a lot of really great examples of people that I've reached out to and started a dialogue with, and ended up, you know, either they ended up getting a position because of referrals that were made and everything, or I've just been introduced to new people and gained a little bit more experience about what different companies are doing, which is one of the things that I enjoy doing. I actually like to interview with companies at least once or twice a year, even though I'm really happy in my current position, because I use that as an opportunity to kind of, you know, keep myself fresh, make sure that I know I'm getting introduced to new companies or getting to know more of the companies in my community and what type of project management environment they've got. You know, I have a pretty good sense for which companies in my community are doing lean and agile style projects and which ones are doing, you know, fairly formal project management, which ones don't really have any kind of formal project management, which is really great because, you know, not only for me in the future, if I ever need to go find a job or I feel like I want to move on, that's a good thing to be plugged into that, but also because I can really help out other people who I know who are in my network to, you know, fit them with companies, which is awesome because I tell you what, if you help, you know, 10 people land jobs, and maybe you're not directly getting them the job, I mean, really all I can do for someone is introduce them to people, maybe get, you know, give them some advice about how to approach people in that company, but it's really up to them to make things happen. I mean, they have to go through the interview process, you know, they have to have the skills and the experience to land that role that they're going for. But you know, if you can be a part of, you know, helping 10 or 20 people get what they want in that way, I mean, just imagine what you know, what they would be willing to help you with in the future if you needed it. So, I mean, this constant process of networking is just extremely critical, and it's something that I preach and preach and preach, and most people do not do it. So again, I spend a couple hours a week on networking, on trying to help people and network, and I think you should too. So this is one tip specifically. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there about networking. I'll do that from time to time. But this is one specific example of a tip of how to use LinkedIn and how to connect with some great people and get to know them and network with them online. Okay, thanks everybody. This is Josh from pmstudent.com. And again, this is sponsored by my training at learn.pmstudent.com. If you're interested to go in depth on, you know, career coaching or just project management best practices, this is basically, I've tried to put everything that I know. This is kind of how I do career stuff, how I manage projects. You know, if you go into the unlimited bundle, I have 8 courses in there. It's a total of 32 or 33 hours worth of training. So, and it's all online, self-paced type training. So if you're interested in that kind of thing from me, then go ahead and check it out. Thanks.